What's up, everyone? It's your boy Peabody, DJ, producer, founder, and product manager. Today I wanted to share a vlog of my morning routine. Basically everything that I do before I start doing what you see me doing here, which is being a product manager, checking in Jira, Figma, Slack, all of that stuff. So on this particular morning that I'm going to show, I actually got up super early. I got up at like 5:30. I don't normally get up that early, but I thought that might be a good day to record a vlog since I knew there'd be fewer people at the gym, and so I'd feel less self-conscious about it. All right, let's dive into what I do in the mornings. So most mornings I like to start what I call morning mobility. This is basically just a mobility routine that I go through in the morning to try to overcome some of the stiffness that I get from sleeping, really. So I'll just go down to the gym in my building, and I'll usually just start with a little bit of skipping to get warmed up and loose. This is honestly like the most I can do right after I wake up. Like, I'm so stiff that I can't even like jog. I just kind of have to skip. After that, I'll usually do some jump rope. I'm not really good at jumping rope. You'll see me stop and start a bunch of times here, but I do like jumping rope. It's a good warm-up and it gets the heart rate up. After that, I'll start off with some stretching. My go-to stretch is definitely the Cossack stretch. I didn't know this was called the Cossack stretch until recently. I used to just call it the ninja stretch because I felt like a ninja doing it. But if you can do this with a support, it's good because then you can stretch your lower body and your upper body at the same time. So I'm usually feeling pretty good just after doing this stretch. Like, it stretches legs, hips, and upper body. It's just a great stretch. Next up, I'll go into a deep squat and then into a thoracic stretch on each side. And you can see how rough that is for me in the morning on my face there. Next up is deep squat into pigeon stretch. This is supposed to be kind of like one smooth movement. As you can see with me, it's not very smooth. I'm so stiff in the mornings, so everything is a struggle. But most of this mobility routine comes from Calimov, which is a great fitness and calisthenics YouTube channel. So I'll link the videos that where I picked up most of this routine from, so you can check out how it should be done correctly. Next up is forward lunges, and before I do that, I'll usually just kind of stretch my hamstrings a little bit. So I'll just kind of work my way down to touching my toes. And then to start this flow, you basically walk out into a plank, into a pike position to stretch the shoulders and upper back. Then you can go right into ankle flexion. So this is good for stretching the calf muscles as well as ankle mobility. Come back into the plank and then you go into the lunge. So you're trying to stretch forward as much as possible. Then you go into the warrior pose, both arms. So you're going to do that with the left arm and then raise the other arm. Into just kind of a hip stretch. Come back up and go into the other side. Same thing, warrior pose with left and right. And then down into the hip stretch. From here, you're going to come back into a lunge on the other side. But this time you're going to go down into the pigeon stretch again. And you're going to do that on both sides. This is really kind of like the biggest part of the routine. It's kind of the most intense, and usually after that I'm feeling a lot more limber. So really important before we go into back bridges is to let out a big ass yawn like you see me doing here. Then you can go up into the bridge. You're gonna reach up to either side and then come forward while keeping your arms back so you can stretch the arms and try to stick out your chest. It's not easy to do, but it's a great shoulder stretch. Come up out of that carefully, and then I'll usually go straight into the pretzel stretch or the butterfly stretch. And the most important thing with this one is just to make sure your super tight joggers are pulled up enough so that you can actually put your knees down. So you see I had to adjust there. And yeah, this is a great one for opening up the hips. So after that, I'll usually finish up kind of the stretching portion with wrist stretches. So I'm stretching my arm here, but actually you can see kind of bending the wrist there is more of the stretch for me. And then I'll go into kind of elbow flexion and wrist stretch. So start by turning the hands in and extending the elbows. Then you can bend the elbows and lean forward, and that's going to put more stretch on your wrists. And then I'll go back into the elbow extension. And then after that, you can do a little bit of wrist rotation. So you're just kind of putting pressure on your wrist in both directions in a circular motion. And that's a really good way to strengthen the wrists and kind of stretch them as well. It's really good for repetitive strain injuries like carpal tunnel. So here I'm actually stretching the plantar part of my feet. That also gets really stiff for me, so that's actually an important stretch to do. Then I'll come down on my ankles. This position also is pretty uncomfortable for me. I have, I guess, some ankle mobility issues. And then the worst here is I'll try to come down on top of my ankles. This one is not just uncomfortable, it's borderline painful for me, but it's important to do it. You can see I'm struggling to really have my ankles flex that far, but it's a really good one to work on. So that's pretty much the mobility routine. After I finish that, I'll usually do some kind of, therapy exercise. So that could be like rolling for shoulder mobility, or in this case, I decided to do tib raises. So I'm just doing tibialis raises here up against the wall using body weight. These are really great for bulletproofing the knees. So I'll do just a few sets of these or some other kind of exercise. Just getting a shot of how early it was. Again, I don't normally wake up this early, and I'm trying to show how dark it is, but not really doing a good job. After that, I finish up and head back up to my apartment. This is me heading to the elevator. The audio here did not come through at all, so you're just going to continue to hear the voiceover for this part because you can't actually hear what I'm saying. Yeah, look at him, he's just talking. You can't hear him. Just finished morning mobility routine. It's exactly 6 o'clock in the morning. I got to the gym about 5:20. Back in the apartment now. It is still dark outside, so hopefully there's enough light here. Next thing is to shower. So I'm gonna take a shower and then breakfast. Okay, we're now showered and dressed, and as you can see, the sun has come out. It's now actually daylight outside. 6:35 a.m. is the time right now. So now we're gonna make breakfast. All right, breakfast time. So my go-to breakfast is waffles and scrambled eggs. One, because it's delicious, but two, because of just how quick and easy it is to whip up. So I pretty much eat this almost every day. The secret here is just to make sure that you make a big enough batch that you can keep it in the refrigerator. And that way every morning, all you have to do is just pour it. So it's super fast. You just pour it into the waffle maker, and then you can scramble the eggs. And it's so quick and convenient. It's really clutch. Even if you have to make the mix from scratch, it doesn't take that long. You can just drop, all the ingredients into a blender and you'll have the mix in, 5 minutes. So it doesn't add too much time. But here, you just pour the mix into the waffle maker. The waffle maker is then going to make the waffle for you while you scramble the eggs. So here I'm pouring the eggs into the preheated pan, and I just scramble the eggs up while the waffle maker's cooking. And in most cases, they'll finish about the same time. You just put everything on a plate, you're good to go. So from there, just add a little syrup. I like to add a banana on top as well. One, it's really yummy, but it's also nutritious. So everyone tells me like how luxurious this breakfast is that I eat every day. But it's so simple and easy to make that it's like, it's a no-brainer. So that's my breakfast every day. Waffles with bananas and scrambled eggs. It's amazing. So this is kind of my post-breakfast tea. After I finish eating breakfast, I'll usually sit either on my couch or at my desk and just have some tea. It's really the best part of the day for me. It's just a time to kind of chill and get caffeinated for the day. So on this morning, as I said, I happened to wake up extra early, so I actually had time to do piano practice before work. Normally I'll do this later in the day, but since I had time, I thought I'd hop on. And obviously here I'm just warming up. I'm not actually playing anything. Cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Please leave comments. Let me know what you think. I'm going to work on some more videos around probably music production, beat making, maybe DJing, and then also tech. If you're thinking about launching an app or interested in getting into product management, I might be able to put some videos together for that. So thank you for watching again. I'll talk to you soon.